All right, boys, girls, friends, loved ones, viewers, and subscribers. Today, we're embarking on a journey together. We're on my badass TT750R. It's the little brother to the TT1600R that I already reviewed. Check that out. And this is a 750 watt mid-drive. It's like the ultimate pit bike. It was designed for guys that you know, are in the pits at racetracks and need to get from one place to another. A lot of guys are upwards of 250 pounds or more, and this thing hauls them around. So it's got little 12-inch wheels. It's got a 36 volt, just about an 11 amp hour battery, and it's got mechanical disc brakes, and it's just bitching, all kinds of bitching. And we're gonna ride. So check it out. I'm gonna put on my little speedometer just so we can see. I don't anticipate going very fast. Don't think that's gonna happen, but just so you know how fast I'm going. All right, so right now we have 100%, saying 41.5 volts, and we're also gonna kind of try to do like a, what do you call it, a range test, if you will. But this is a pretty mellow trail. It's called the East Long Canyon Trail. It's in Simi Valley, California. So first of all, this thing's got tremendous torque. You wouldn't think so, but it does. It's got really good grip. It's got pretty damn decent, what do you call it? Suspension. So designed more for the pits. This bike probably isn't necessarily designed for this, but it sure as hell works, people. I've taken a few different bikes up here. I had my little Z50R Honda, you know, gas-powered motorbike out here once. And this is just a cool little trail, you know. It's pretty mellow. It's pretty hard packed. Not a lot of people. So we're going 15, 17. So I'm being a little cautious because I'm not sure how well these tires are going to do in this terrain. Probably going to do fine, but I just haven't really tested them yet. So we're kind of just testing it out together. Okay. So it goes 22 miles an hour. With me, 6 foot 210, it only goes about 20. I think that's what I topped out at. This exact same bike, no difference except a different sprocket. Used to go 27, but I guess it didn't have as much torque, and now it's got more torque and a little lower top end. So this bike could very easily go 27 if you put a different sprocket on it, which they sell, Burromax. I'm not really all about top speed on this. I've got other bikes. I've actually got the TT1600R, which goes about 32 miles an hour and is a little beefier. So I don't really need it for that. This is just kind of like a fun little zip around bike. And guys in the pits use it, and guys in the dirt use it. I being the latter. And oh boy, is this thing fun, people. It's just zippy, you know? You want to get one, or the bigger one, the 1600R, which has a 1600 watt mid drive, and it actually has hydraulic disc brakes, just a little bit bigger. I've got a code in the description where you can get like 5% off. So code is Shredder5. Shredder5. A number of people already bought the 1600 after I posted that video, so these bikes are getting a lot of you know, interest. So this one, I know I'm working backwards. I probably should have got the little one then the bigger one, but got this one second, and it's just fun, people. I guess they're coming out with a version that has a brushless motor, and it's just a little bit bigger. Same 750 watt motor. And that's coming out next year. So they're constantly innovating, which is pretty cool. And if you haven't checked out that 1600 video, do that. It's a badass bike, people. It is so freaking solid. So you might be saying to yourself, what is this big guy doing in such a small bike? Well, believe it or not, it's meant for people. They actually position it as for guys 16 and up. So I mean, it's really meant for adults. It's meant for pits, you know. So it's got the torque and it's got the power to haul a guy around. You know what I mean? So well, I don't know if I'm getting up this. Let's see. I don't know. I might have to meander. If people were slaloming. Now keep in mind I'm 210. This thing, there's a video I believe on the website, on the YouTube channel for Burromax, where guys riding it. It's like 250, or that might be actually the 1600. I don't know, but it says 200 pounds or even more, so, or 250 pounds or more. So I'm not even the heaviest guy that could ride this thing, you know. Wow, I didn't think I was going to get up that, people. So they say that people that are over like 200 pounds really, when they talk about range, they say you can get like 16 miles range if you're like at the, you know, under 150 pound range, something like that. And if you're in the 200 pound range, you really should be on, you know, the road, not the dirt. And I don't know. I'm assuming my weight, I'm probably not getting more than like 10, 12 miles out of it. I don't know for sure. That might be understating or overstating. I'm not exactly sure, but I can't imagine I'm going to get a whole lot, because I'm too big for this thing in the dirt, you know what I mean? Not too big for street or for pits, but I think in the dirt I might be pushing it a little bit, but that's all right. I like pushing it, you know what I mean? That's what I'm all about. This guy up here's pushing it really hard on his little mountain bike. Anyway, look where we are. We're in the middle of God's country, people. Are you seeing this? So the brakes are pretty freaking decent. And I will say that, you know, if you're over like, you know, 5'10" or so, you probably want the handlebars forward a little bit like I do. Not like tilted back, because it'll be closer to your knees. This way you've got more room. And you can see that the handlebars are like 3 to 4 inches from my knees. And my knees are below the handlebars even. So I've got plenty of room. And it's got, you know, motorcycle knobs, or motorcycle pegs. And now we're going down a hill here pretty fast. And I always hate to say this because I feel like I'm jinxing myself, but so far so good on stability and handling turns and dirt and what's not. And this thing's got, you can't probably tell, but there's some divots and some bumps and whatnot in this road and some rocks in this trail, and it's handling it like a freaking champ. The suspension's pretty decent. It's got a nice coil spring in the back, somewhat adjustable, and then it's got a suspension forks, and they won't bottom out on you. I can tell you, they're pretty stiff. They're not going to bottom out. What's up, man? That guy wants one so freaking bad. You can just see it in their eyes. They're like, oh my god, how badass is that? You know what I mean? So, where's that up there? That's a big hill. There's some hills that are a little prohibitive today, people. But dare I say, on my little Z50R Honda, they were prohibitive as well. I mean, that thing didn't even have this much torque. So the cool thing is we're flying without gas, people. We're electrified. We are electrified. We are lithium powered. And oh boy, are we having a good time. It's also got a light, which is pretty badass. I just turned it on. It's got a light and a brake light. So it's got an always on rear light, tail light, but then when you click the, I think either, believe it or not, either one of these like handbrakes, it lightens up even more so people know you're stopping. Not that you're necessarily riding this in traffic per se, but you never know. You know what I mean? You could be on one of these trails and like a jaguar or a cougar could come up behind you. I mean, you don't want to hurt him. You want him to know that you're stopping. So you put the brake light on and he'll stop. And then he'll eat you, right? So, anyhow. So, like most bikes, when you're riding it, the battery percentage depreciates more than actual, just because you're putting it through the paces. But then when you stop, it recovers a little bit. So we're gonna see here in a second what it's at. You just touch the display, and then it changes between volts and battery percentage. Right now, it's saying it just went from 82 to 58. That's because I gave it throttle. But now it's at like, yeah, it's at like 81. So it might even recover more than that when I stop, but we're gonna just see what this thing's all about, you know? Yeah, you would think when you're going down like, you know, like these little trails here, and you got bumps and rocks, and you're like, oh boy, it's gonna freaking just jostle me all over the place as soon as I hit it. And it just handles it really well, and you're like, wow, I didn't expect that, especially for a guy my size, you know? Like, here's a big bump right here. Bam, bam, with a little tree root. I felt nothing, you know? Now, full disclosure, I do have like the BMX shorts on underneath these shorts that, you know, they have pads all around them. So I do have a little bit of padding. So, because it's kind of like a, you know, it's a sturdy suspension, right? It's not real soft and bouncy. It's pretty sturdy. So it's kind of like a, you know, a dirt bike, you know, what do you call it? A gas-powered dirt bike kind of feel, you know? It's pretty sturdy. So it's not going to bottom out, like I said, but it's also a little stiff. So you probably want to have some bike shorts, you know? And again, I don't know how many people are going to be riding it off-road like this. But, I mean, it's got the freaking dirt tires, people. It's got dual sport tires, but it's like, the tires are doing pretty freaking well. Like, I'm turning no problem. Like, I'm not losing grip, you know what I mean? I don't know if you can tell, but I'm like kind of carving here a little bit. S-turning. And I'm feeling the grip. Okay, we got a little hill here. We're gonna try to hit it with some momentum. See if we can get up this bad boy. Come on, you can do this. Come on, meander. Meander dander, we did it! How badass is that? So the thing is, when you get on this little bike, you think to yourself, oh, it's not gonna have much power. But believe it or not, it actually like takes off on you if you give it throttle without, you know, leaning forward, if you will. It's got that kind of power, you know what I mean? Let's see if we can see it right here, watch. My legs are on the ground, and watch this. I'm gonna just give it full throttle. You guys see that? Watch this. It's got way more power than you would think, which is kind of nuts. So I think, again, they sacrificed a little top speed with the sprocket change from the last version that went 27. I think they what do you call it? They sacrificed a little top speed, like 5 miles an hour top speed, for more torque. And it's definitely got some decent torque. I can't imagine the other one had as much torque, you know? But I personally would rather have the torque, because all these little hills that I've gotten up, I would not have gotten up before, probably. See, the brakes are handling it pretty well, people. Is that a trail over there? What is that? I gotta meander. I gotta check some stuff out. I don't know if that's actually a trailer that just dead ends over there. This might be no man's land, people. A little bit of, it's a little more off-road than I was expecting, people. Oh, Jesus, all right. It's a little bit of loose sand-ish. You know what I mean? Oh boy, we got like massive horse poop, really? So again, I can't necessarily recommend what I'm doing. Again, mostly designed for pits, which are, as I believe, concrete, you know, or asphalt, whatever the hell they are. So I'm probably putting it through its paces here, but dare I say it's working, people. It's holding its own. don't want to get myself in a situation where I can't get back. I think I can probably make it back that. But we'll see. Oh boy, people. I don't want to screw myself. But I really want to explore down here and see what the hell's going on. It looks pretty cool. I might have to push it up. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice for exploration. You know what I'm saying? Exploration station, as I call it. Whoa. Because the bike's kind of low, the foot pegs are kind of low. So you gotta be careful when you're like hitting rocks and stuff that you don't like jam the foot pegs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is definitely like single track, people. I don't know what the hell this is. We're definitely like reaching the end here. Anyway, yeah, how cool is this? Wow. Coolest thing about the bike, ready? Ah. I literally just picked it up and turned it around. 53 pounds, people. That's pretty badass. Needless to say, I put this in the back of my truck. Like, not in the bed of my truck, in the back seat of my truck. I just set it there. It's that light, you know? So it's kind of like a beast for its size, you know? It's a little bit loose sand here. A little bit of loose dirt. It's still doing all right, but it's waffling around a little bit, you know what I mean? To be expected. Now I probably have poop on my freaking tires, which doesn't make me happy. So if you're 16 years old and you're like 120, 130, 140 pounds, you're probably hauling balls on this thing. It's fat, you know, it's hauling my butt around, but yeah, it'd probably go a lot faster if you're smaller or shorter and fat, you know, lighter. Kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? That was kind of a dumb statement, but you know what I mean. Probably get, well, again, I only go 20 miles an hour and it's supposed to go 22, so already it tells you that, you know, I'm on the higher end of its weight carrying capabilities. But again, 250 pounds. Dare I say, if you're not going to be going on the dirt and you're going to be going on flat road, I bet a 300-pound guy could get on this thing. You know? You're going to lose some acceleration, you're going to lose some top speed, but like, if you're using it in the pits or you're zipping around your neighborhood or whatever the hell you're doing, you're probably fine. You don't need to have a lot of speed, you know what I mean? Anyway, we just did the single track, people. Did you see it? Were you with me? Wow. Damn. $1,000, $999.95. 99 cents, something like that. Under 1,000. And I said this about the bigger version, the 1600 version. I liken this to, you know, some people get those little plastic electric razor dirt bikes. They look like little motorcycles. There's a red one that's like an RS 650, and then there's an orange one that's more of a dirt bike, and it's a MX 650, something like that. And they, you know, they're really weak. I think they have 24-volt lead-acid batteries. They don't have any range. They go like 12 miles an hour. I mean, I've seen them. People turn them into, like, you know, mini e-motos with, you know, souped up batteries and motors and all that stuff. But the quality of the build is just not really there. You know what I mean? This thing's got like a, you know, a really good weld, really solid steel. It's kind of like a Honda motorcycle, literally. I'm not just saying that. I've owned, I think, 10 Honda motorcycles. This is a lot like a Honda motorcycle build. Like, it's very sturdy, you know? I have a friend of mine that works on these, and he's customized some of those razors, and he's like, man, this thing is way better quality, you know? And he was shocked it's only $1,000. Some of those razors are like $600, and you're kind of getting a toy, you know? Razor's really kind of a toy company, you know? This thing is really not a toy. So do what you will with that information. I'm simply here to inform. I'm not really here to sell bikes, but you know, they were nice enough to give me a discount code for my subscribers, so feel free to use it, people. Bikes and accessories. One guy last night on my channel told me he bought the 1600 and the 750 using my discount code, so good for him. Cool guys at Burromax. Bill, Ken, those are the only guys I know, but pretty cool guys. And pretty responsive, you know. To read their comments on like Yelp or wherever I saw the comments, people say really good things about their customer service, you know. So I was curious about the delivery time of my 1600 when I got it, and I emailed them and they got right back to me. So I mean, that's kind of cool, you know. Small company, I believe, so they've got that, you know, red carpet service, if you will, which is what you want. Some of these bigger e-bike companies, you know, just kind of like leave you high and dry. Oh boy, big cockroach. So yeah, dare I say it, I'll say it one more time. I'm handling these turns without slippage, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show you the tires here in a second. You got fenders, didn't tell you that. And it's got two modes. It's got there's like a little, in the side compartment here, there's a little, what looks like a screw, but it's not. It's a false screw, and you put a pin through it or a toothpick, and you can push it up or back, and it turns it into a slow mode or sport mode. Slow mode tops out at, let's say, like, you know, 8 or 10 miles an hour, something like that, and then the high mode or sport mode goes full out. I've got it in full out mode. The 1600 had the same thing, so pretty cool. Some people don't know what they're doing. They're new to e-biking, or they're new to motorcycling, or they're new to, you know, mini biking, whatever you want to call it, and they might get a little jostled initially, especially with the torque on this thing. So you gotta take it slow. I don't know if we're gonna make it up at this time. I don't know if I'm gonna try. I think I might just turn around. I don't want to, you know, kill the battery. Let's see what we got. So look, you can see the tires, you know what I mean? So they definitely have like some grip, you know. There's definitely some room between the knobbies. And 12 by 2.75. Okay, it says it goes up to 50 psi, but you know, I put it at 50 and it felt a little squirrely around turns, so I lowered it to probably like 35, which is where I initially had it before I saw the recommended psi or the max psi on the tire. So I think I'm better off in that regard. Maybe it's because I'm a bigger guy, I don't know. But also, if you're on the street, 50 is probably fine, but I'm doing it in the dirt, so I want more surface area contact. With me on that, people? Okay. Anyway, I love this little trail. It's just so easy and just fun and mellow, you know? But it is nestled tonight. It is getting a little darker back here because we're below some mountain lines. Mountain lines, ridge lines. Look at this one-handed, people. You seen this? So like I said, I got up to 20 miles an hour the other day on street. Now granted, we are in the dirt, so obviously a lot more friction and a lot of turns, so I don't seem to be going more than like 13, 14, which is fine. I'm in no hurry. But when you're low to the ground like this bike is really low to the ground, so you feel like you're going a lot faster than that, you know what I mean? If I was going this speed on my big enduro bike, I'd be like, wow, I'm really not really moving. But on this thing, you feel like you're hauling ass because you're so freaking close to the ground, you know? Now we're going 18 miles an hour. We really are hauling ass now. So dare I say, you feel like you're on something capable, you know? Even though it's on the smaller side of things, you definitely feel like you're on something capable, which is surprising. You would think that this size, you know, like a razor, it would be like a toy. It's not a toy, people. I don't know how to convey that to you without you actually testing it out, but it is not a toy by any stretch of the imagination. And how they keep it at $1,000, I don't know. Yeah, the handlebars are like really sturdy, people. And my butt's feeling alright, you know what I'm saying? No hemorrhoids encroaching, no anal discomfort, let's put it that way. I have a couple friends that are, actually I have 3 friends that are 6'4", and one of them's like probably close to 280, and I'm gonna see if I can get him on this thing. It would be in the street because he's my neighbor. I'm not gonna take it in the dirt. I just want to see what it's like, see what kind of speed he can get on it, you know? It's deceiving, you know? You'd sit on it, you'd look at it, and you'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna get on that thing. The minute you get on it, you're like, what? Where did this thing come from? Where's that power coming from? And I guess it's the mid-drive, you know? I mean, mid-drive, for those that don't know, the motor's at the sprocket, and it actually turns the sprocket as opposed to, see, it's right here, as opposed to turning the back wheel. So it actually powers the sprocket. So it actually gives it more power. So it's definitely more powerful than a hub motor. So I guess that's where the power is coming from. But I mean, this thing has way more power than you would think, people. Me and the birdie. Definitely putting this thing through its paces, that's for sure. Yeah, the hill's way too big. I'm not going to keep going. It'll tax it, you know what I mean? So let's see where we're at. 44. So yeah, the dirt and my size. It's definitely going through some it's definitely going down, the battery percentage. I wish I actually tested the distance. Why is it giving me 14 point? Did I not reset it? Damn. Shust. Well, I don't exactly know what the distance is. I can tell you, I've been riding for 29 minutes. So, I'll be able to give you duration. How's that? Not that the distance would mean a whole lot in the dirt anyway. You know, you probably want to know more in the street or the, you know, hard surface. But I'll give you the time. 30 minutes of continuous riding, pretty decent, people. And I've been going up some hills. You see here, kind of an interesting scenario. It's kind of a smaller bike, so it's hard to get your butt off the back seat. You know what I mean? You could, but it's probably better to just lean back, which is, you know, that way your weight's in the back and you're not going to be going over the handlebars. But you don't feel like you're really going to anyway. It's just, you definitely want to lean back on hills like that. So I'm also trying to find out if this thing, if the power degrades as the battery gets lower. So for those that have been following my channel, I'm getting my 1600, which is pretty freaking powerful in its own right. I'm getting that like really super modded. It's just about done. I've already tested it and it was way too fast. I'm having the guy who's helping me with it dial it way back. It's got a Saviton controller, 200 amp. It's got 72 volt, 30 amp hour, 38 amp hour. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 72 volt, 38 amp hour battery. And it's got a, believe it or not, I know I said this wrong the first time. There's a 13,000 watt mid-drive motor. You heard that right, 13,000 watts. And Jesus Christ, that thing is so freaking powerful. But the guy who's helping me with it encased the battery in pretty much the main cavity that it came with. He's putting a little extension on the top because the battery's really long, but it looks a lot like, you know, the stock bike, which is pretty cool. It's very inconspicuous. The controller is in the is underneath the back seat. It sticks out a little bit, but for the most part, it's pretty inconspicuous. So it's deceiving. You might look at it and go, "Wow, that's just the regular 1600," and then you get on it and it's like, Jesus Christ. So I'm excited about that. The 1600 was strong, was, you know, powerful enough. I took it up some really freaking steep hills. I went on a really nice long ride. I just felt like customizing it, you know? Why not? Had a few extra bucks from some bikes that I sold. Yeah, the cool thing about it is this light. I go at night sometimes up to the park by my house and it lights up the whole freaking park. It's a really powerful light, you know, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm really surprised at how well this takes turns. I really feel like I'm going to slip, but I don't. It's pretty impressive. So that 1600 that I'm getting customized, it's also got really badass aftermarket tires I put on it that are really like dirt tires, 100% dirt, very knobby. And I can't wait to take it through here too. And just like this, the welds, the frame, very, 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 very sturdy, you know? That's why it's cool to be able to customize the bike, because I'm keeping the main frame, and, you know, the body is 100% intact. I'm just kind of changing the components, and so it's cool that I'm building such a beast around such a, you know, a robust frame, if you will, you know what I'm saying? All right, people. I don't know how many more of these I'm going to do. But I tell you, man, if you're riding around the pits and you're in this, you know, it's hard surface, it's flat, you can ride this thing for, you know, all day long. If you really think about what I'm doing here, I'm really putting this thing through the paces. So obviously I'm eating up the battery quite a bit faster than I ordinarily would. There's a video of a guy that's looks a little bit bigger than me. Let's say 240. And he's with his girlfriend and his friend. There's a video of him, and they're all riding these bikes. And it's like an hour and something video. And granted, they do stop for a little bit, but it's a good 45 minutes at least. And they go pretty freaking far. Now granted, they're going slow, and there don't seem to be very many hills. So, but yeah, they go for a long ass time on this bike, so. Anyway, this is beyond fun, people. I mean, Jesus. Wow. So much freaking fun. Whoa! That same freaking cockroach, are you serious? He's like going back and forth. Jesus. I almost died 7 times. Christ. Wouldn't have been my fault, would it? I'm not going crossing the goddamn road. There might be enough power to go back one more time. We're gonna have to see. Especially since when I'm coming back, it's more downhill, so I kind of coast a little bit, save the battery. I kind of want to run it out, but I also don't want to get stuck. You know what I'm saying, people? Tell me you know what I'm saying. Nod if you agree. Okay. So it's got a little twist throttle. I don't know if you could tell. It's a no speedometer, and you know, no tripodometer and all that stuff. Just got a little display. The 1600 has a bigger display. Check out that video, people. I'm telling you, it's pretty badass. And that is, you know, all said and done, it's pretty much double the size, double the power, double the range. And it's actually got a 52 volt battery, believe it or not. And that comes in at just under 2,000, like $19.99, something like that. So check that out. But dare I say, I know I've said that a lot, but dare I say it one more time. I've ridden now 76 electric bikes. You know, if you include, you know, electric dirt bikes like this, the 1600, the Saran, you know, the Segway X160, X260, that kind of stuff. The Enduros, etc. And dare I say, this bike is in my top 3. 3 out of 76 bikes. You heard that correct. I love little bikes that have tons of freaking power. And this thing's got all the power you want and more. And it's freaking small and portable. You know? If I was a kid and I saw somebody riding one of these, I would beg my parents to get me one. And granted, it's really not meant for kids, but hell, kids could freaking live large on this thing. I'd be flying on this thing. But oh my god, I would be so freaking excited. And if I was a teenager and I had some money, I'd freaking buy one. Oh my god. Just amazing. Yeah, if I was like 120 pounds, Jesus Christ, I'd be flying on this thing. See, a lot of manufacturers tell you who the bike's really for, and they say it's for 16 and up, but I mean, and it is designed for that, and that's what they made it for. But, you know, you could certainly be 60, 70 years old, and you could certainly be younger, and ride it and have a great time, you know? Imagine you're 12 or 14 and you got you and all your buddies have one of these. Oh my god. Would you guys be the freaking envy of the town? Ride it to school, ride it to your girlfriend's house, ride it to wherever the hell you want to go, the store. Nice houses back here. I think they have a freaking mini golf course right there. All right, this is gonna be it, people. This is gonna be the last run. I think I'm gonna have enough to get back. Yeah, what a bitchin' little bike, you know? Like, I always look for the right adjectives, you know? And it's like, Jesus. It's just a freaking beast for what you're looking at. It's like, wow. This thing packs a freaking punch. All right, we're gonna stop halfway. I don't think I'm gonna push my luck, people. It's saying 21%, and the 33.5%. Excuse me, 33.5 volts. 23%. Yeah. All right. So it's saying I've been riding for 42 minutes. That's pretty good, people. I'm averaging probably 14 miles an hour. Let you guys figure that out. I don't know. So let's see. So it's going 14 miles an hour. It's 14 miles, let's say. 14 miles. So 30 minutes. I go 7. 45 to 10. Yeah, I mean, just some back of the napkin math here. I've probably gone close to 10 miles. Because 14 miles an hour average, and I'm just guessing, but it sure seems that way. And I've been riding for 42 minutes. An hour, about 14 miles. Half an hour, I've gone 7 miles. And I'm right between. So 10 miles? 11 miles? You know? So yeah, kind of like what I thought. If I was on the street, probably more like 12. You know? I think Bill, the guy who does all the videos, I think he's like 180-ish, maybe 200. I think he gets like 14 miles, he said, but that's on the street. So, yeah, 10, 11, 12 miles an hour, miles on this thing, on the dirt, with hills. I think it's pretty good, you know? Can't expect a whole lot more than that. But again, you're not really buying this to go on mega freaking, you know, 3-day tours, you know, through the Saharas. You know, you're buying it just for like fun to zip around, put it on the back of a car and take it camping or something. You know what I mean? Or again, like to the pits or wherever the hell you want to go. But it's like, it's just the ultimate portable little mini bike. I mean, what, 36 volts? You're getting this kind of range and this kind of power? Like, damn. All right, I'm gonna see if I can not kill that freaking roach thing, whatever the hell it is. Did I see it even this time? Now I'm actually being aware. See the bunny up there? It's just me and the wildlife, people. Bunny, 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 bunny. No squirrels. Usually squirrels. No squirrels today. My son is just about the same height, let's say 5'11", and he's 150 pounds. I'd love to get him on this thing and see how far he can go. He used to ride my little Z50 a lot. If you can ride that, you can ride this. But would he want to sit on it for an hour? That's the question. Probably not. But at least I can see what kind of speed he gets, right? It's like, it's so freaking surprising, the suspension on something like this, you know? Again, I've had, I think, 12 motorcycles. From a little Z50, like 2 different Z50s to little CT70, XL100, XR80s are all Hondas. I had a Yamaha TW200. That's an off-road dual sport. I I had a Honda Nighthawk 750, you know, big ass street bike, and you know, all kinds of suspension. And this thing, man, really, the suspension on this thing is like really surprising, much more than you would think. Look at, I mean, I'm going through divots and rocks and little holes here, and I'm not feeling anything, people. Like, really, I'm really not feeling anything. The spring is awesome in the back, and the suspension forks are badass. Getting a little dark. My light's proving valuable, people. Man, look at that shit. Jesus, that literally was shit. All right, we're losing some power. Yeah, we're losing a lot of power. Oh, we're almost dead, people. See if we can coast to get some power back. It's saying I'm at 4%. 5%. We've gone for 47 minutes. So yeah, I didn't see any degradation of power until I got below like 8%. That's pretty good, people. You know? To be able to go full power until like 8%, really? It's a pretty decent battery, people. Come on. I've only got like 30 yards until I'm at my car, fortunately, but like, come on, give me something. Don't stop me now, people. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna have to walk it a little bit. Cool thing is I could literally pick this thing up if I wanted to. But ask me if I want to. I do not. Anyway, let's take a look at this bad boy. Okay. It's not gonna fall, right? No, huh? All right. So. Alright, there we go. So yeah, like a badass little machine, people. And obviously the phone holder's mine. And they give you some cool little stickers. I put the TT750R on it. And it's certainly dirty. But yeah, you can see the suspension forks. And the coil spring in the back, and the rear tail light, the front headlight, foot pegs, handlebars, kickstand. Here's the button for the lights, and then twist throttle. And that's it, people. That's the Burromax TT750R. For those that were wondering, I rode for 50 minutes, 50. I just turned off the speedometer, but yeah, 50 minutes, 50 minutes. Okay, not bad, people.